Imagine you're playing a video game while chatting with others, and suddenly a player sends a message saying, "I'm going to kill my family." What would you do, especially when you have no idea who this player is, where they're from, what their name or address is? Today, we are going to tell you a true story where something exactly like this happened. Believe me, by the end of this story, you'll be left shaken. You might never have heard anything like this before. So let's not waste any more time and dive into this chilling true story. How the police eventually tracked down the criminal is even more gripping, so stay with us till the end. But before we begin, quickly subscribe to the Dark Path channel and press the bell icon. In the last few years, the video game industry has grown to the next level. So many new games have been launched that people are obsessed with them day and night. One such multiplayer game is Perfect World Worldwide. It's played by millions around the globe. Players used to chat over Discord while playing the game. One day, during a game session, a player named Menhaz sends a message on Discord that shocks everyone. But at first, no one takes him seriously. Menhaz often posted weird and disturbing messages in the chat. He would frequently insult and curse other players. In fact, a few months earlier, his account had been banned from the platform for such behavior. However, the ban was later lifted because he was considered a skilled player. Due to his history, other users didn't take his violent messages seriously and continued playing the game. But a few minutes later, Menhaz posted a photo of a bloodied woman and wrote, "This is my mom." Even after seeing the photo, most gamers thought he was just doing it for attention and ignored the message. They assumed the photo might be fake or taken from the internet. But then, Menhaz sent another photo of a different bloodied woman. This time, a player named John decided to verify the authenticity of the photos. He downloaded the images and sent them to some of his friends, asking if they could check whether the images existed online. One of the people John contacted was Nicole, a student of criminal justice. Nicole analyzed the photos and suspected they might be real. To confirm, she ran a reverse image search. After a while, she told John that the images were not found anywhere on the internet, indicating they were original and recently taken. This confirmed that Menhaz might really have killed someone. Soon after, Menhaz revealed that the second image was of his grandmother. As the players began to realize that the photos were real, panic spread across the server. People started to believe that Menhaz could kill again. But the major problem was, no one knew where Menhaz was located. There were thousands of accounts with the name Menhaz in Perfect World. No one knew which one was real or where he lived. Among the players was someone named Junior from Costa Rica. He personally knew a few people named Menhaz and thought it could be one of them. Taking a chance, Junior contacted the American Police Helpline and narrated the entire situation. After a brief investigation, the American police clarified that they had no such report, and it was likely Menhaz wasn't in America. Junior then started messaging Menhaz repeatedly to get his real location. Initially, Menhaz didn't reply, but after several attempts, he finally responded. Menhaz wrote, "This might hurt you to hear, but it's true. I've killed my mom and grandma." What he said next shocked everyone. "My father and sister are out right now. As soon as they come home, I'll kill them too." The other gamers tried desperately to stop him, but no one knew who or where he was. One of the players contacted a cyber expert to help track Menhaz. Since Menhaz had sent a lot of messages earlier, the expert began analyzing them to find an IP address. After some effort, they managed to retrieve the IP address, which pointed to a location in Canada. They still didn't know the exact location. Meanwhile, Menhaz logged back into the game and started playing again. Another user realized that they could obtain his current IP while he was actively online. After some effort, they succeeded in retrieving his latest IP address, which confirmed he was in Toronto, Canada. A group of users began working together to locate him. One of them used the IP to retrieve a phone number which turned out to belong to Menhaz's internet provider. When contacted, the provider confirmed that Menhaz had once used their services, but was no longer a current customer and refused to give more information. Just when people thought they were getting closer, their hopes were dashed again. At this point, another disturbing message came from Menhaz. This time he sent a photo and said, "This is my sister. I just killed her. Now I'm waiting for my father." The group's urgency increased. They eventually learned that Menhaz might be near a place called Minnesota. They searched for a user from around Minnesota and found someone from St. Paul. They told him everything and asked him to contact the local police immediately. That person then called the Toronto Police Department in Canada and reported the incident. Toronto police took the matter seriously and requested account information for all users named Menhaz from the server. Within a short time, they obtained critical data, including the IP address and other identifying information. Using this, they reached out to another ISP called Rogers, who confirmed that Menhaz Zaman was one of their customers. Police quickly obtained his address and dispatched a team. Just then, another message came from Menhaz. "I've killed my dad too." This was his final message. "Police are here. Goodbye." When police arrived at the address in Markham, Ontario, the door was locked from inside. After knocking and getting no response, they broke in. Inside the house, police discovered 4 dead bodies in different rooms, 3 women and 1 man. All had severe head injuries, deep knife wounds, and slashed throats. A doctor at the scene confirmed all 4 were dead. To their shock, they found Menhaz still sitting at his computer. He didn't try to escape and calmly surrendered. During interrogation, police found that Menhaz's father, Monir Zaman, had once dared to dream of a better life, far from the bustling streets of Bangladesh. In the 1980s, with little more than hope and determination, he left behind the familiar chaos of Dhaka and set foot in Canada, a land that promised opportunity and prosperity. With him was his young wife, Mumtaz Begum, a quiet, dignified woman who shared her husband's dreams. Together, they sought to build a life of purpose in a country that promised so much, yet demanded even more. Monir took on whatever work he could find. Eventually, he found steady employment as a taxi driver, enduring long, cold Canadian nights behind the wheel, while dreaming of giving his children the kind of life he had never known. He worked tirelessly, and over time the couple was able to bring Monir's mother, Feroza Begum, to join them. She was elderly, gentle, and deeply traditional, a matriarch who quietly anchored the household with values rooted in a different world. In 1996, Menhaz Zaman was born, their first son, their pride. 2 years later, in 1998, their daughter Maliha followed, bright-eyed and quick to smile. To the outside world, the Zamans appeared to be the model immigrant family. Hardworking, close-knit, respectful. Neighbors often spoke of them with admiration. The father who never missed his shifts. The mother who welcomed guests with warmth. The grandmother who watched the world from the front window. The son and daughter, polite and reserved. A picture of suburban harmony. But appearances can be deceiving. While Maliha thrived in school, showing early signs of brilliance, Menhaz struggled to keep pace. He was quiet, withdrawn even, and his performance often paled in comparison to his sisters. Yet their parents never wavered in their hopes. Maliha, they believed, was destined to become a doctor. And Menhaz. They dreamed he would be an engineer, an ambition not just for his success, but for the legacy it would represent. Maliha embraced the expectations placed upon her. She excelled in her studies and even juggled a part-time job, navigating the fine balance between school and work with grace. She made her parents proud. Menhaz, on the other hand, bore his failure in silence, a silence that would one day echo louder than anyone could have imagined. But eventually, she fell into bad habits, parties, drugs, and dating. Disappointed, the parents shifted all their hopes onto Menhaz. He aimed to get into York University for engineering, He failed the entrance exam but lied to his parents, saying he got in. Instead, he joined Seneca College but continued to fail there too. After 1 year, he was expelled. Still, Menhaz kept lying to his family, pretending to attend York University daily while spending time at the gym and malls. He lived this lie for nearly 2 years. His parents kept asking about his graduation. He claimed it would be on July 28, 2019. His family planned a party for July 26th, and on July 25th, they had celebrated his parents' anniversary. At the party, the parents proudly told guests about Menhaz's upcoming graduation. A relative who had just joined York University got suspicious when Menhaz said he'd introduce him to his professors. The next day, July 26th, during the party held in his honor, Menhaz stayed distant. His family assumed he was just tired from the previous night. Meanwhile, Menhaz was planning something terrifying. On July 27th, he killed his mother first, bludgeoned her with a rod, and slit her throat. Then he killed his grandmother, followed by his sister when she came home, and finally his father later that night. He committed all 4 murders within 9 hours. When asked why, he said he had been lying to his family for years. He didn't want them to suffer humiliation when they found out the truth. In his words, "I didn't want them to be ashamed because of me, so I killed them." Though his family followed Islam, Menhaz had become an atheist. In his chats, he often made derogatory remarks about Islam, which had once led to his ban from the platform. When asked why he didn't take his own life, he said, "I've become an atheist. I believe we live and die only once. There's no afterlife. I saved my family from pain, but I didn't kill myself because I'm too afraid of death." Eventually, Menhaz was charged with multiple counts of murder. During his trial in Canada, he was sentenced to life in prison, with no parole for 40 years. Today, Menhaz is behind bars, serving his punishment. Friends, what do you think about Menhaz's madness? Tell us in the comments below. If you appreciated our effort, please like and share the video. For more such true crime stories, subscribe to The Dark Path and press the bell icon. Thank you.